All right. So again, make sure you have your blocks with you. Make sure if you don't have blocks, you can use a roller for some of these things. If you have a melt roller, the melt roller is a little bit easier because it's cushiony than more of the harder rollers, but you can use a harder roller as well. You could just do this on the ground, and I'll show you how to do it sort of on the ground. It doesn't have quite the same results, quite the same reaction, but you'll see how that works. But for now, we'll start standing up. And just go and put your blocks off to the side for right now, however you're set up in your room or your space. Go ahead and bring your feet to parallel. Just kind of notice what you notice, see what you see about your feet, how you're standing, any tension, any pressure. Remember, when we make a fist with our foot, we should be able to see our knuckles. If you're having a hard time even making a fist with your foot, there are some either physiological or neurological disconnects possibly. And so look into what's going on there. Maybe it's something typically way above the chin. That's part of the problem. So remember, just because there's something going on in our feet doesn't mean it's always starting there. It just tends to be the last place for those types of neurological connections to be. So look at those feet. Bring yourself up, back, and around. Take a big deep breath. And just for this next couple of moments, just try not to overbreathe. Try not to, it's not so much affected breath, but allow yourself to take that breath in, fill all the spaces. And then just exhale. It's not forceful, it's just releasing gravity. Let the muscles just come in together. A couple more breaths. You can even feel the rib cage widen. Sometimes you can feel the rib cage drop. We hold so tight right here, this epiglottis, epigastric, solar plexus space right here. And one more nice long deep breath. Try to release this without opening and expanding. Inhale. Take those arms out wide to a T. Big deep breath. Exhale. Let's just take our right hand over, touch and pull on your left shoulder. Left hand to your right shoulder. Take a big deep breath. Inhale. Pick up the elbows slightly. Exhale. Pull yourself into a ball. Inhale up. Hold, fill belly. Exhale. Pull yourself down into a little ball without rounding your lower back as much. Inhale up and reach and really grab. Exhale, pull yourself into a ball. Inhale, take your arms up and over your head. Take your hands behind you. Interlace your fingers. Open up that chest. Now inhale, open. Exhale, release. Inhale, pull down, wide and open. Exhale and release. Last time, inhale and open. Lift the chin, pull the hands off the hips, and then exhale. We're going to do the other side. So you're going to take your right hand to your left hand to your right shoulder, and then your right hand underneath your left shoulder. Same thing we did before on the other side, except we're just doing it with the other arm on top. Inhale, take a big deep breath. Inhale, exhale, pull down. Inhale and up, pull those elbows up. Exhale, pull the belly in. One more time. Inhale and up. Exhale and pull in. Inhale, take those arms up over your head. Take your hands back behind you. Pull your shoulders in, back and down. This time I want you to just take your hands. You're going to release that position, bringing your hands to your right hip. So you still have those interlaced fingers. You're just going to pull your hands up and wrap around to that right hip, and then tilt your right ear towards your right shoulder. Inhale, lift your chin, lift your chest. Exhale, and just slight tilt over. Not a big stretch, not a big movement. You may feel a lot of tension. Big deep breath, inhale. Exhale, stay over. Inhale. Exhale. One more deep breath. Inhale. Exhale, draw those knuckles down, open the chest. Exhale, pull your hands up and around as much as you can to the left side, and then you're going to tilt your ear to the left as well. Exhale. Exhale. One more deep breath. Inhale. and exhale. Inhale, bring your head center, exhale, lower your hands down, pull your shoulders in, back and down, push your hips back, it was just fold forward. Let that head drop, pull those arms off of your back, and then exhale, lower your hands to the ground. Take a deep breath, inhale, exhale, slide the hands up the front of the shins, inhale, heart forward, head forward, chest forward. Exhale, inhale, sweep those arms up and overhead, reach. Let's take the hands behind the head, lift the chest, lift the chin, and you're creating that length on the back line through the biceps, through the triceps, inhaling, exhaling. Breathe. One more deep breath. You may feel this in the lower part of your back underneath where your diaphragm is. One more deep breath. Inhale. And exhale, bring your hands up, inhale, and exhale. Go ahead and just bring that chin up, take your hands underneath your chin, and then just pull down just underneath your collarbones. Level your chin back out. Inhale up, you can hold the tension of the skin. And then take your hands to and underneath your chin and just pull down. One more time, hold the tension. So I'm just taking the skin underneath my collarbones, pulling down as I lift up. Release my hands and pull back down at center. So that last movement that we just did, this is an entire kind of sheath of muscle called your platysma. It is part of the erector, or the muscles and stabilizers of the neck, and it really can release tension in the back of the neck. It is very deeply attached inside and underneath the collarbones. Great if you're feeling any kind of pressure in the back or neck. You may even feel like you have more range of motion at this point. Inhale, take your arms up. Exhale, bend the knees, dive forward, hands to the ground, chin into your chest, look back towards your sternum. Breathing, head down, get long in your neck. Pull your shoulders away from your ears. Place your hands on your ankles. Lift your tailbone up a little bit. Lift your toes up a little bit. Rebounds into your heels and the ball of your feet. Exhale, and then fold over. Bend the knees enough to drop your knees into the ground, pulling the belly towards the back. Lift the tailbone, lift the chest. Exhale, pull the belly in around the back. Inhale, lift the tailbone, lift the chest. Feel that pull of the sternum away from the crease of the pelvis. Exhale, round the back, chin towards the sternum. Let's do 3 more. Inhale, lift the tailbone, lift the chest, pull the belly in, round the back. And again, lift. Exhale, shh. One more time. Inhale, lift the tailbone, lift the chest. Exhale, round the back, chin towards the sternum, point the toes back, get long, let your hands come towards those knees. Breathing. Lengthen, lift. Just lift the ribs into the body. You're still in a child's pose. I know I've I've sat up. Just go stay down in that child's pose as best you can. Keeping up that length. Breathe. Lengthen. Inhale, lift forward, and then just kind of lift yourself up about halfway. And again, just begin to nod that head, keeping your arms and shoulders kind of tucked in. So you pull your head towards your hands and your shoulders towards your hips, creating that tensional pull in the body. One more time, lift the head, and lift the chest. Take the right hand and reach, push down into the left hand. Make sure your left shoulder is down and reach through, look up. Now it's really easy to kind of sag over into the right hip. Avoid that as best you can. Look down and up towards your right shoulder, push down, reach up, look up. Breathing. Exhale and reach through. Inhale. Exhale. as you come up one more time. Exhale as you reach through, like you're rinsing out the rib cage. Inhale and come up. Exhale, bring your hand down. Same thing on the other side. Look at your right shoulder, press in. Make sure that your crease of your elbow is pointing towards your fingers. Reach through. Inhale and up. Exhale. Reach through. Pull that right shoulder away from your right ear. Inhale, roll and reach up. One more time, reach through. Inhale, roll and reach up. Exhale, lower that hand down, come back to child's pose, open your fingers, invigorate the hand, look forward, curl your toes, sit back on your heels, forehead to the ground, get long, feel the biceps pull. Exhale, slide your hands underneath the shoulders. Put weight into your hands and just roll across the top of your head. Wherever it works, you're not pressing your skull into the ground. You're just rolling on top of your head. You're using your weight in your hands, knees, and feet. So you're not compressing your neck. One more time. Just roll and then back down. Hold, head down, chin in, just in case there's any kind of equilibrium things going on. Hands to your knees. If you need to, place the block underneath your hips, sitting nice and tall. So however high you need to be able to sit back into flexion. Maybe it's just not available for you until you're really high. Sit up as high as you need. Bring your shoulders over your hips, over and between your heels. And feel that lengthening coming to the back or for the front side of the shin. So we're opening the front to release the back. Body's long, crown of your head is raised. Let's take that right arm. Let's place it in front. Take your left arm underneath and see if you can spiral those hands together. Breathing. I've got my left hand kind of reached around, spiraling through my right. My right elbow is right on top of my left arm crease. Breathing. My right fingertips are towards the sky as best I can. Breathe, just opening up that right shoulder. Lift those elbows, bring them in line with your sternum, your chest, your shoulders. Exhale from your ribs, drop in. Inhale and bring yourself back up. Unlace through your left arm, take your right hand behind your back. Take your left hand behind your head and just lift your chest. Breathing, I'm not pushing forward, I'm actually pushing back. My hand is just here to hold my head. Breathing. Release your right hand, bring it back behind your head, lift your chest. Hold the base of your skull off of your neck. And then exhale, gently release, come down. Good. So we're going to do the eagle position. It's called eagle or cow face posture. So we're going to go right arm. Oops. Left arm is under. Right arm. Sorry. Left arm is over the top. Right arm is under. And then you'll turn the palm. So my left hand is facing y'all right now. Body's long. I pulled my elbows down. My left arm is on top of my right bicep. Lift my chest, holding as best I can, and then bringing my elbows as high as I can. So my shoulders and elbows are almost in alignment. Body's nice and tall. Feel that opening in the back of the shoulders. Turn the palm of the left hand. Exhale and roll forward. Inhale and lift up. Release the hands. Let's take the left hand behind the back this time. Right hand behind the head. Lift the chest. One more deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. Take that right hand down. Take that left and just allow those arms to sit. Breathing. All right. Go ahead and take that block out from underneath you. Good. And then let's come back into all fours. Hands and knees, curl those toes under, round the back, chin towards the sternum. Inhale, lift the tailbone, lift the chest. And one more time, round the back, chin towards the sternum. Exhale, sit back into child's pose just for a moment. Breathing. It's going to mute everybody real quick. There we go. Good. All right. So you're still in child's pose. Get nice and long. Breathe. Walk your hands to the left side of your mat. Sink your hips into the right. Exhale. Inhale. Walk your hands to the right. Sink your hips to the left. Feel that beautiful length inside and underneath the arm. And then come back up. All right, bring your hands center. Let's grab one block. Now, if you have to use your roller, if you don't have a block, we'll have the roller here. It's just kind of out of the way. So you're going to have your knee on the block. And so, or your knee on your roller. So it's just a little bit of that roller. So what I want you to do is just grab your block and really just use it on the wide flat. You can do it this way as well. So either way that works for you, this way or this way, is fine. So from there, you're going to bring your left, I'm going to start with my left knee on the block. My hands are on the ground. If you need to, you could be up higher too as well. And you can have your hands on a block as well. I want you to drop your right hip and bring your right hip level with your left knee. So again, you start level. You can have your toe on the ground if you need to. Drop your right hip and pull your right hip up a little bit higher than your left. Breathing up and down, up and down. So for a lot of people, we get tightness on the outside of the hip as well as on the inner thigh. Try not to shift your butt. So if you can see on this, I'm still on my left side. I just moved. What you want to have is you don't want to just shift your weight into your left cheek. Keep your hips as level as you can. You're going to work the core a little bit here. To do that, drop your right knee, lift your right hip. Do a couple more. One more. And just hold. Hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and down. On this, because there's an isometric component, and an isometric component is a component where just holding that position, just like a plank would be, you're really teaching the muscles to stay in a certain position. So let's put our weight on our right thigh. So again, you can be down on your forearms and do this and do the same way. It's just going to be, you need to have your arms out in front of you. The key is here is having those hips work, not rolling back and forth into the outside of the kneeling hip. So again, if you're on your hands, I'm actually on my fist because it's just simpler for me. Lift that hip and lower. Let's do about 3 more times. 2. And last time. Bring that knee up and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and down. Nice and simple. You can even get a little bit of core out of that. Let's come to our side. We're going to put the block or the roller between the knees and lay down on the left side. You can lay on the right, it's no big deal. But you're going to keep that just between the knees, keeping your left foot down, and you're just going to lift the top knee. So you're rolling the hip now. And giving some external rotation, internal rotation to the hip. Breathing. Pull the belly in. Lengthen. So you're not pushing your belly forward. You want to have a slight tuck. 3 more. 2 more, and then last one. Let's take that block out from the knee. Just as you can, grab the foot again. This is where if you need a strap, go ahead and get your strap and hold it onto your foot or your ankle. And so you've got your right shoulder is open and you're bringing your right knee back behind you. You want more counterbalance, bring your left shin forward. And just feel that nice opening in your right leg. And then bring your right knee back in. Let's put that block right there again. We're going to do that one more time. Just lift that heel up. Breathing, pull the ribs in, belly nice and connected. Do 3 more, 2 more, and last one. Good. From here, take the block down. Good. And take the block out. And you're going to do the same thing with the block out. You can feel the difference on the pull of the muscle when there's a block there where your leg is more level and when the leg is more at a slope. I just want you to notice this. 2 more and last one. Good. Let's flip it to the other side. Bring yourself up. Take your block with you. And let's come to the other side. Again, back arm or bottom arm is long. Take that block in between the legs. Level your hips. So you don't necessarily want your left hip kind of falling in. Take that left hip, bring it up, but make sure your right rib cage is is on the ground still. And then just roll that left hip up, left heel up, moving really the left hip joint in, not even though your foot is going out. About 10 on this side. So remember, the issue of our hips is as we get older, depending on the depth and our strength and our movement, our hips can get very weak and then can get tight. And then it used to be that after 65 or so, most women or a lot of women broke their hip. 3 more, 2 more, and last one. Good. And then just take your left leg and let's bring it back. Move that block. And if you want more counterbalance, bring your right leg forward. And so you're just stretching that quadricep. Good. One more time. Again, you can have to block in or block out. Bring those knees back together again. And then lift that heel up. It's a nice, simple motion. It doesn't build strength in the same way like, doing squats does, but it gets rotational strength in the movement. 3, 2, and last one. Good. Go ahead and pause and let's go onto our back. Lay on your back. And then you're going to put the block underneath both hips on the back side of the pelvis. From there, bring your right knee and left knee up. The key is to keep your pelvis level. Breathing. You can see if your knees are over your hips. Notice my feet are kind of floating down. They're not trying to stay up in a table position. I'm going to lower my right foot down. I can already feel my hip flexor allowing that leg to move down a little bit. And I'm going to pull my opposite leg in towards my chest. What I don't want to have is my ribs too lifted. So keep those ribs down. So I get this length still here. Breathe. Push your right foot down. Pull your left knee in. You're going to feel this pretty much right on the inside of right where the transverse abdominis connects. And then release. Let's do the same thing on the other side. You can start from the top. You're going to lower your left knee down this time. Breathing. Draw your right knee in. Watch that your pelvis isn't tucking here. Keep that pelvis nice and level. Breathing. I have my left hand kind of on my left thigh or my ribs. I'm going to pull my right knee in without sinking my ribs further and kind of press down into my left foot. Breathe. Just, it seems very small of motion, but what it's doing is releasing that hip flexor. And then let's bring both knees in and just do some easy marching with both knees. One foot goes to the ground at a time. You can feel if the pelvis moves here. You want to keep that from happening. 2 more each side. Last one here. Good. And then pause. Good. Drop your feet one at a time. Lift those hips up. Let's drop both knees to the ground nice and gently. Release the back just by sit, maybe a little tuck and tilt of the pelvis. Good. And then just release. Take the block, just put it out of your way. Let's cross the right ankle over the left thigh and then feel the pelvis. It's easy. Whenever this happens, the pelvis is going to naturally tuck. You want to kind of work against that slightly because we want to find length and some space in the hip. And then my iliac crest, which is right where my left hand is here, I'm going to put my fingers on it and I want to try to move that away from my hip and my hip joint slightly. I'm opening this deep inguinal joint here, even though I might feel the stretch on the outside of my right glute. And then uncross, and then let's do the other side. So again, left ankle goes over the right thigh. So it's not really up high, it's a little bit lower. And then I want to put my right hand on my iliac crest, my left hand on my thigh and press it. Again, watch the pelvis isn't tucked. The pelvis needs to stay level or tilted slightly. Breathing. Good. And then release. Let's bring both knees into the chest. Get those knees a little bit of a hug. Drop your right foot back to the floor. Take the right hand through the inside of the right foot and bring that right foot up. So we've got a kind of a modified happy baby's pose. Right knee comes towards the outside of the right shoulder. Just giving that deep, beautiful opening to the hip. Ideally, this is as low as you should be able to squat. You should ideally want to be able to squat so your hips are towards your heels when you squat and your shins are vertical. Drop that right foot. Let's grab into the left through the inside of the knee, reach around to the outside, breathing. Watch that you're not rolled over, so make sure that your both hips are nice and even on the ground. Breathe, settle your shoulders, drop your left knee. And then down. If you're comfortable, grab the other foot and let's do kind of the full happy baby. Bring those feet to the ceiling, sink your tailbone down. So you're not in a curling or a tucked position in your pelvis. Get long for the back of the body. Exhale. Shh. Just feel that stretch through the inner thigh, through the outer hip. Drop your heels, cross your ankles, reach if you can for the opposite foot and kind of pull your legs away, kind of into a crisscross. Just a nice little feels for the outside of it. Let's drop the feet to the ground, extend just the left leg, bring the right knee in, and let's take the right leg across the midline. Right arm is open, right knee is across the midline. Take a deep breath, inhale, exhale, and reach in 2 directions. Shh. Inhale, bring that right knee in, hug underneath the right knee, draw the right knee in, extend through the left, exhale, bring the chest up towards the right. If you need support, hold the back of your head with either hand, which works. Inhale, lay back, bring your left knee into your chest, extend your right leg all the way out, get long, feel that lengthening. Take that left knee across the midline, left arm open. Take a deep breath, inhale. Move in two directions. Inhale, bring that left knee back up. Hold underneath the left leg. Exhale, hug the knee into your chest. Inhale, lower back, bringing the right knee in. Take those arms out again. Not quite a T, because remember, as soon as your arms go above the shoulder line, you're going to shrug. Let's bring both legs to your right side. Breathing, take your right hand to the top of that left knee. If it's comfortable, look over the left hand. Exhale. Exhale. Inhale, head to center. Both knees back in. Let's shift the hips back to the middle, over to the right side. Let's take both knees to the left. Make sure your left shoulder is out from underneath you. Exhale. Reach that right arm away from your left. Inhale. Bring both knees up. Drop your feet to the ground just for a moment. And let's roll. And let's come in back into all fours. Hands and knees. Getting some nice, good rotation in the back. Lift your tailbone, lift your chest, sit your bottom back towards your heels as you can. Come into the downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Step your right knee up to your right hand. Walk your left leg back. If you want to use a block, do so. Drop into the ground. Extend your left toe back. Just a nice little pigeon pose today. Breathe and let the body settle gently. Lift the chest forward, bend the back of the leg. Now here's comes some fun. As you can, bring yourself up, keep that back leg bent. This may be where you stop. Breathing, and then you're going to reach back for that back foot. Breathe. Sometimes this puts a lot of contraction in your hamstring, interestingly enough. Release, and then press yourself up. Slide that right leg through, and let's walk the dog. Down and down and down and down. Remember, when you're walking, you're not shifting your hips right and left. You're trying to keep your hips high and work your feet out from underneath your legs. And then let's go the other side. Good. Bring your left knee up to your left wrist. Extend your right leg back. Come into that pigeon pose on that left side. Bend your back knee. Coming up, reach back for that right ankle. Breathing. And then release. Use your hands, press yourself up. And again, come back into the downward facing dog. Sink those heels and a little pedaling, a little dog walk. And then just take your right leg, hook it around your left and hold. You can do this down on to a certain degree on your forearms. Lift your hips up, and the same thing can happen here. And then switch, put your right ankle around your left. And then let's come back to the mat. Let's come back through the child's pose, arms extended out. Inhale, look forward, extend your legs all the way back behind you, coming into the Sphinx pose. Exhale. So even though you're exhaling, try not to settle back and down and in. Keep that chest up nice and high. Good. Drop your chin, slide your left hand back, bring your left knee in, look over your left shoulder. Bring your head back to center, left leg down, right knee up. Do the same thing on the right side. Look over. Inhale, center, extend that right leg, and let's come all the way down. Make a pillow out of both of your hands, head to that pillow. Get long. And just rest. Draw your tailbone away from the base of your neck. So if your belly just settled in, which is very typical and totally fine, can you draw your tailbone down, almost pulling your belly off the ground, but you're going to feel some elongation in your neck. It's a nice, easy way to get some length for your back. Good. Coming up, bringing your left knee up. You're going to take your left arm underneath your right and roll towards your left shoulder. If you want more press, you push your right hand into the ground. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Roll back to your right shoulder. Take your left arm out. Left knee straightens. Right knee comes up. Take your right hand and reach through. Roll towards your right shoulder. You can press more with your left hand. Exhale. Inhale. Press through. Take your right leg back. Let's go back to that pillow. Take your hands underneath your shoulders. Press yourself up. Go wide knee child's pose. So your knees are about as wide as your mat. Head down, chin in, arms long. One more deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. Then bring yourself up. Bring your knees together. Grab your block or sit nice and tall. Sitting nice and easy on your block. Nice and tall. Chest is lifted. Good. When we get into our breath, especially when we can learn to kind of release, but at the same time strengthen, we elongate, we use that so as we actually can help the diaphragm move better, as well as the hips, as well as feeling more even on the entire side of the body. Take your arms up and overhead to reach. Exhale down. One more time. Circle up and overhead. Reach up with your right hand, just fingertips of your left down. Look down, take your right hand to the ground, bring your left hand up. Watch that the shoulder isn't shrugging. And then just take your left hand to your right knee, rotate, look behind, look back, and then do the other side. Inhale, come center. Once again, take those arms up and overhead. Exhale through. All right. Very nice, ladies. Hopefully you felt a little bit more open, a little bit more even in those hips. Go for a walk, get yourself out and moving. I'm going to unrecord this. Let's get that off.